We discussing about the concept of leadership. So, does anyone have any idea about what leadership is? So
Leadership, this is like saying it's motivating, creative.
Leadership is the process of influencing and supporting others to work enthusiastically and willingly for achieving predetermined goals. So, the target's response to the use of power varies along a continuum ranging from resistance to commitment. If any compliance leaning towards resistance means that the target is unwilling, and any compliance leaning towards commitment means that the target is willing. So the latter is the objective of the leadership. It means that commitment, the tendency should be leaning towards commitment. So let's discuss about the features of leadership. First one is that leadership is a continuous process of behavior. It is not a one-shot activity, which means that it is not to be done only once. It needs to be performed in a consistent manner, so that only in such a way that we can continue to motivate our followers. A leader can continue to motivate his followers only by performing it in a consistent manner. Then leadership involves a relationship between a leader and his followers. The followers may be a group or individuals. They will work in a coordinated manner to attain the predetermined goals. Then leadership, in the process of leadership, the leader will influence his followers, and the followers will respond willingly and enthusiastically to complete those goals. And as a result, there won't be any coercive force to induce the work done by the followers. There won't be any resistance, and they can work with an ideal mind. And for leadership to take place, the leaders need to explain the significance of the followers to them. Then the leader need to tell the importance of the work done by them. Only in such a way leadership can be carried out perfectly. Then leadership can be carried out in different situations. It varies from leadership can take place at a specific time, at a particular circumstance, or at a because of a particular incident. So these are the features of leadership. Then moving on to the concept of leadership versus management. So we can say that all leaders, some people can be leaders, some people can be good managers, some can be both, but some of them can be neither of them. According to John Kotter, he distinguished leadership and management based on his emphasis put forward on 4 activities, which include creating an agenda, developing human network for achieving the agenda, then executing the activities, and then the outcome of the activities. And through these activities, he could understand that leadership focuses on the change in these activities, whereas management focuses on the current situation. So leadership focuses on the change, and management focuses on the current activities. Then Stephen Covey, a consultant in developing leadership, has also distinguished leadership and management. According to him, leadership is based on a vision, keeping the mission in sight, and with effectiveness and results. Whereas management focuses on the system and the structure to get to those results. Management includes features like cost-benefit analysis, efficiency, policies, procedures, etc. And the next one is that leadership focuses on top line, whereas management focuses on bottom line. Top line means that in the revenue point of view, and management focuses on bottom line, which is the expenses incurred point of view. In leadership derives power from correct principles and values, and management organizes the resources to achieve to carry out selected principles for attaining the bottom line. Then in leadership, there exists inspiring and motivating others with a common vision to achieve the goals. Whereas in management, there exists controlling and monitoring of the results with plans, and so that they can identify the deviations, and by identifying the deviations, there should be proper planning and organizing to find correct solutions for the problems. Then leadership focuses on transformational aspect, whereas management focuses on transactional aspect. Through transactional leadership, it means that through transformational leadership, it means that it includes all those activities. It includes all those activities which for a leader to seek the change and provide a vision to guide that change and to execute the changes. Whereas management focuses on transactional aspect. In transactional aspect means the regular activities performed by the managers, which involve decision making, performance evaluation, division of work, etc. So by these factors we can differentiate leaders versus management. Then moving on to the models of leadership. Leadership models, as already said by Shamil, consist of, the first one is autocratic leadership. Autocratic leadership can be defined using a phrase called "do what I say," which means that the leaders are the only ones who decide what to be done, and the followers are supposed to follow that exactly. This is particularly, we can take an example. If a building catches fire, and a proper command must be ordered so that things can be carried out quickly. For example, if when autocratic leader is in such a situation, then he will be able to command without being questioned, and things can be carried out quickly. But this sort of leadership is mostly not efficient in organizations, as there is no sharing of ideas between the leader and his followers. And the other one is authoritative leadership. Authoritative leadership can also be said as visionary leadership, which means that in such a sort of type of leadership, the leaders are really confident and they have a particular vision. They know what the goals are about. For example, this sort of leadership is most effective when the organization is in a transition period or changing times or uncertain times. As the leader is having a proper vision, they all can work together to attain the goals. So that is what authoritative leadership is about. Next one is pace setting leadership. Pace setting leadership can be defined using the phrase "keep up." So, as the phrase suggests, these sort of leaders focuses mainly on the performance and to attain the goals. So they are target oriented. They work in a target oriented manner. As you can think, the stress level in this sort of leadership is high, as the leaders have to focus on their job as well as their followers. So a lot of focus is required, and this sort of leadership can be effective in a situation where if the leaders and the followers are, if the leader is an enthusiastic one and his followers are all like-minded and they are working enthusiastically towards a new project. So as everyone are properly committed to what work they are doing, they can all work without any excess rust or things like that. They can work hard and they can attain the goals. The next one is that democratic leadership. Democratic leadership is the most participative way of leadership, where the leaders take time to share their ideas with their followers, and the followers are included in decision making process. This sort of leadership is mostly efficient when the leaders want to improve the morale, improve the team spirit, and in such a way he can include everyone and execute in a participative manner. So a phrase can be used to define this sort of leadership, like all for one and one for all. And the next one is coaching leadership. Coaching leadership, as the name suggests, the duty of a coach is to motivate others and to raise them to their fullest potential. It is mostly effective in such a situation when the leader will set objectives to their followers, and he will provide the proper guidelines and take proper feedback from them, so that the talent can be raised, talent of the followers can be raised. So this sort of leadership is really good to appraise the talent. The next sort of leadership is affiliative leadership. Affiliative leadership can be also said as collaborative leadership, because in this sort of leadership it is mostly efficient when consider a leader working for a cross-functional project, and he is working along with other teams and other contractors. So in the perspective of such a leader, he has to collaborate with other teams as well, other contractors as well, not only with his team. He has to make sure that his team is interacting well with the other teams as well. And so in such a sort of leadership, there is interaction between teams as well, and this is a situation where collaborative leadership is really important. And the next one is laissez-faire leadership. This is the opposite extreme to autocratic leadership, as in this sort of leadership, the leaders really trust on the abilities and the skills of his followers, as they are properly skilled, and the leader won't be part of the day-to-day activities, but he will provide the proper resources, and the followers who are highly skilled will carry out the work properly, and he will provide the proper feedback when it is necessary. So the phrase which can be used to describe this sort of leadership is "let you do." So these are the leadership models, and I have discussed about the concept of leadership between leadership and management, and the leadership models. The rest of the topics will be taken by Adulya and Sridevi. Okay, thank you.